So pre-orders for Resident Evil Requiem have officially gone live, and to celebrate, Capcom has released a video celebrating 30 years of Resident Evil, which is pretty big. So let's check it out. All right, let's just jump right into it. No preamble. What do you got, Capcom? The liquors. Mr. X. Nemesis. Oh my god, RE4 had some great monsters. $30 years, man. 30 years is insane. Grace, I love you. Oh, Maggie.
Welcome, and thank you for joining.
I love her.
I'm your host, Maggie Robertson.
Yeah, you are.
Today, we're giving you a briefing on all things Resident Evil.
Can I just say, I love that she's kind of like the face of Resident Evil now. She voiced a character that, spoiler alert, dies. But Lady D was such a viral sensation. Capcom was not prepared for it. I think if they knew she was going to go viral, she wouldn't have died. But she came out, and even people outside of the gaming hemisphere were like, who's that? Like, she was this mommy milkers kind of meme for a little while, but everyone knew Lady D. But Maggie's performance is wonderful.
Including a look back on its terrifying legacy.
And she's lovely.
So you can be prepared to take on the series' latest installment, Resident Evil Requiem.
Requiem.
Releasing February 27th, 2026.
Nice.
I'm also thrilled to announce that pre-orders for Resident Evil Requiem begin today. Are you ready for the horrors ahead? To prepare you for Resident Evil Requiem, we've created a special recap. A look back at how we got here, the legendary characters, the unforgettable terrors, and the chilling details that may be important to remember as you continue to venture into the nightmare that awaits. So let's begin with the events leading up to the 1998 Raccoon City incident.
Do they show OG Resident Evil or do they show remake?
Many years prior, a group of researchers discovered the progenitor virus in Africa. Among these researchers was Oswell E. Spencer, a man of immense wealth and influence. Together, they founded the Umbrella Corporation, which on the surface seemed like an ordinary pharmaceutical company. But Umbrella's true purpose, driven by Spencer's ambition to reshape humanity, was to advance virus research and bioweapons development. Many years later, one of Spencer's collaborators, James Marcus, would successfully develop the T-virus. However, in 1998, the virus leaked from a research facility in Raccoon City, located in the American Midwest. The virus spread throughout the city, triggering an unprecedented pandemic and mutating its residents into flesh-eating zombies.
And again, it's all Umbrella's fault. They made the virus to begin with, and they went in to try and get it. But then shit hit the fan. And then the rats started eating the virus, so it spreads.
Only the bravest souls were fearless enough to fight the infected and the monstrous bioweapons born from the T-virus. Rookie cop Leon S. Kennedy. College student Claire Redfield.
I need more Claire. We don't get enough Claire. I hope we get a Code Veronica remake or something, but like Stephanie Panicello's performance as Claire too, I thought was great, but we don't get a lot of Claire. Or Jill.
STARS agent Jill Valentine and a handful of others were able to prevail and eventually flee the city. Fearing further spread, the U.S. government launched a sterilization operation, destroying Raccoon City. The Umbrella Corporation eventually went bankrupt due to the mounting evidence brought to light. However, its legacy lives on. And as for the survivors, their story was just beginning. Some, like Raccoon City journalist Alyssa Ashcroft, sought to expose Umbrella's darkest secrets. Some hunted the bioterrorists who weaponized Umbrella's research.
Wesker.
Others set out to unveil the real truth behind the government's sterilization operation. The aftershocks of the Raccoon City incident would be felt for decades to come, and coincide with other increasingly frequent bioweapon-related outbreaks. Caught up in one such bioweapon-related tragedy was an ordinary man by the name of Ethan Winters. Ethan was searching for his missing wife, Mia. Following an anonymous email, he finds himself in the bowels of the bayou at the Baker estate, where he's greeted by a deranged family infected by a horrifying ailment.
Can I just say she's a great presenter? I am enthralled with what she's doing right now. Also, Capcom clearly put effort into this.
Ethan fought to escape their madness and rescue his wife. 3 years later, Ethan would face a new nightmare. This time, his baby daughter Rose is taken away by Chris Redfield, the legendary hero who survived countless bioterror incidents. Ethan's quest to rescue his daughter led him to a mysterious, treacherous village ruled by Mother Miranda and the Four Lords. Like the Baker family, the village residents were turned into nightmarish creatures.
Oh, the daughters.
And those four powerful lords, well, one of them was more powerful and stunning than the others. What a goddess. Oh, my apologies. Now, where was I? Mother Miranda, who shares a deep connection with Umbrella founder Oswell E. Spencer, played a key role behind the village incident. Separately, it was revealed that an insidious force known simply as the Connections was operating from the shadows and also played a key role in the incident. To this day, little is known about the Connections. Ethan Winters' terrifying two-part tale was as chilling as it was exhilarating. An immersive horror experience witnessed from Resident Evil's first ever first-person perspective. Both
kind of controversial. Some people love first person, some people don't like it. For me, it depends. I tend to prefer Resident Evil as third person, but for these games, I didn't really mind it. But with Requiem, they're giving you options. So if you want to do first person or third person, you can do that.
Titles will be available in the content-rich Gold Edition for Nintendo Switch 2
that I know.
On February 27th, 2026. They'll feature post-story scenarios and extra game modes. Resident Evil Village will also include a third-person gameplay option. And if February 27th sounds familiar, it's because it is. These two terrifying titles are releasing the same day.
That poster in the back. They did release that digitally online. It's a cool poster. I forget the style of the artwork, but it kind of reminds me of tarot cards.
Resident Evil Requiem. The series' newest, most chilling installment, where you'll play FBI analyst Grace Ashcroft as she confronts her haunted past and uncovers the truth behind the Raccoon City incident. Prepare yourself for a new chapter of Resident Evil and a story that pushes the series forward, using gameplay that has evolved in terrifying new ways. Resident Evil Requiem will be available on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Steam, Nintendo Switch 2, and for the first time in series history, the Epic Game Store.
Really?
You'll be able to choose between two editions, Standard and Deluxe.
They're giving Grace a Lady D costume. Hang on, there's 5 total costumes, so Lady D for Grace. I'm not complaining. Grace looks great as Lady D. Lady D's nuts. She has no connection to 9. Like Lady D in the Ethan Winters thing was 2 games, 7 and 8. So it is kind of interesting that they're giving her a Lady D costume, but also, like we said earlier, Lady D was incredibly popular. Crossed over into mainstream media. She was featured heavily in promo because of it. Again, some people don't like the character. They felt that as a pursuer enemy, she was a little too easy to maneuver around. Maybe she wasn't scary enough. Some people also kind of relegate her as simply being a gooner character, and that's the only reason she's popular, which again, part of why she did cross over was because of her looks, but then you got a little bit deeper into like her personality and what she was about, and I think that's what kind of pulled more people in. It wasn't just the looks. And as a character, again, I liked Lady D. I liked her lore. I liked the relationship with her daughter. She essentially was this very protective vampire mom who just wanted to save her daughters, and unfortunately for her, this disgusting little man thing, is I think how she calls Ethan, shows up and takes out the whole family. So like, yeah, I like Lady D, and on top of that, Maggie's performance as Lady D is phenomenal. I think you can argue it's like one of the best parts of Village, one of the most memorable aspects of Village, which some people do consider a bit of a forgettable game. It's not a bad game by any means, but I feel Lady D was probably the most memorable thing about that game, and it makes sense to have a Lady D costume. She's popular. Weapon skins is interesting. 4 weapon skins total. I don't really recall if Resident Evil has really done weapon skins. They've done bonus weapons, but weapon skins is different. Filters, the screen filter Apocalypse. It's kind of funny. I don't hate it, but that's interesting. They're bringing charms back. Mr. Raccoon charm doesn't say what it does, but you get 2 of them. Audio pack Raccoon City Classic. What does that mean? Does that... Okay, that could mean a few things. That could mean that maybe sound effects from previous Resident Evil games, maybe 2 and 3, are usable. Or maybe as we go back to Raccoon City in certain areas, we hear the OG music from the original games play in some spots. That'd be pretty cool. I love the OG music and atmosphere from RE2 and RE3 is so cool. And then files, letters from 1998. That's interesting, because that seems like something that could have just been in the game that you found as a secret. I need to know more.
The Deluxe Edition includes the same base game as the Standard Edition.
Yes, give it to me.
Plus, an exclusive pack of costumes and weapon skins.
5 of them.
And for pre-orders, players will also get the exclusive Grace's Costume Apocalypse.
Is that Mila Jovovich's costume from one of the movies? I think it literally was Resident Evil Apocalypse, that movie. I'm not a big fan of the movies. I give a pass to the first 2. The first one was pretty much like an adaptation of Resident Evil, so I'm like, yeah, that's fine. They made their own version of it. And then the second one, I loved Jill. I think it was Sienna Guillory was the name of the actress. She was great. I didn't care how they wrote the characters because they had Alice constantly one-up Jill. The movie itself is very messy, but it's enjoyable. It's fun to watch. The rest I tend to like to forget. But that's an interesting choice for costumes, just to give her an Alice costume.
Believe it or not, we have even more incredible news. We're excited to announce our daring protagonist, Grace Ashcroft, will become Resident Evil's first ever Amiibo in summer 2026.
She's gonna be an Amiibo? That's nuts to think that Leon hasn't been an Amiibo yet, or like Chris or Jill. I'm trying to think, there haven't been any Resident Evil characters in Smash. That's interesting.
Stay tuned for more details. Soon, you'll be able to flaunt your Resident Evil fandom in Fortnite. When you purchase Resident Evil Requiem through the Epic Games Store, you'll receive special Fortnite items, such as the Grace outfit, after the game launches. More details to come.
Okay, that's interesting. I know Leon is in Fortnite. Did they put Claire in Fortnite too? I just remember Leon from RE4, his version is in Fortnite. Fortnite's the biggest thing. That's never going away. It's never going to die. People love it.
As you may know, Resident Evil is celebrating 30 years of terror.
It's nuts.
With many more nightmares soon to come.
Many more? Well, obviously they're not going to let the franchise die, but it's very interesting to wonder, think about like where this is heading, because they've made allusions to this wrapping up. 9 is going to wrap up like all of the stuff we've gotten since the first Resident Evil up until now, and then they're going to pave a new path forward.
While our time today has come to an end, we hope to see you again very soon during the Resident Evil Showcase early next year, where we'll descend even deeper into all things Resident Evil Requiem. Thank you all for joining.
Another showcase. I think
Lisa
it's...
died 8 years ago. Perhaps it's time for you to face the past.
Grace. They're coming.
Grace, confront that fear.
Who is that man?
Come in.
What is happening here?
There's no escaping your destiny.
Hey! Help! What did you hide behind that painting?
Whoa.
So much to do.
New zombie footage.
Who are you? Why me?
Okay, intrigue. I'm excited. Spooky music. Okay, so first off, another showcase. I'm trying to think, when's the last time they did a Resident Evil showcase? The last one I can remember was leading up to Resident Evil 4 remake, so it's been a few years since they've done one. If that was the last one, that's the only one I can think of at the moment. But I'm excited. I do want to see more. The marketing for this game, again, has been very drip feed style, just kind of giving you a tiny little bit of new stuff, showing a lot of the older stuff. But the intrigue is there. I want to know more about Grace. I want to see Raccoon City. I want to know if anyone else happens to show up, a Leon or a Jill. But I gotta see more. And it just feels like they're holding so much back. And I think maybe the next trailer could be at the Game Awards. That makes the most sense. Popular show, new trailer. At that point, the game will be 2 months away in some change. So the marketing is really going to start ramping up for this game. But the way they've been talking about it is very interesting. Again, 30 years of Resident Evil is nuts. The fact that this has been going for 30 years is incredible. I love this franchise. It's like my two favorite franchises are Final Fantasy and Resident Evil. So to see Resident Evil still being around and still flourishing and finding new ways to reinvent itself is super cool. But the way they've talked about it is that they do want this to kind of wrap up everything that came before it, from the first Resident Evil up to this one. So moving forward, because they do want to move forward, they want a bold new vision, as they say, for Resident Evil moving forward. It just kind of makes me wonder, well, what do they do next? Where do they go after this? Is this going to be the send-off for people like Leon? Will we ever see a Chris again, or a Jill, or a Claire? A Barry? Where's Barry? But it's interesting. Again, I just really, really want to see more, because they've been holding so much back from the marketing, purposely so. And if there is another playable character, which we don't know if there is, so take that with a grain of salt. But if there is, it makes sense why they're holding back. I think there's going to be more of a big marketing push very soon. But again, I think the Game Awards is when it's really going to start, which is cool. Look at that. Lowen, Claire, Chris, Jill, Grace, and I think Ada is the last one. But I love Maggie. She's lovely. She's got a great voice, great presence. Again, her performance as Lady D. I know a lot of people may have not liked the character and again refer to her as just like a gooner character. But I thought Maggie's performance, she chewed up the scenery, because she did the voice acting and she did the motion capture, and she was phenomenal. And I remember seeing her for the first time and thinking, whoa, the girl who voices her is also really tall and does the mocap? What are the odds? But she's been lovely. And again, to see like she's kind of like becoming the face of promoting Resident Evil, I think is really cool, super smart. It does kind of suck that Lady D is dead, because I thought she could have done a lot more with the character. But I'd love to see Maggie return to the franchise in some capacity. She's lovely, very talented. I know she has a role in Baldur's Gate 3, I believe she plays one of those characters, so she's doing good. She's doing well for herself. Yeah, let's take another look. 5 total costumes. Does that include the Apocalypse costume? Because if it does, then that means there's 3 extra costumes. I think it'd be pretty cool to give her Alyssa's outfit from Outbreak, or the way it looks in this game, a modified version. Maybe a Jill, or Claire. I don't know if they'd want to do Ashley, but it'd be cool to see those characters get some nods in the form of costumes. The Apocalypse filter is interesting, but I'm most curious about that audio pack. Audio pack Raccoon City Classic. I just want to know what that is. Because I know in Resident Evil 2 Remake, they had a sound pack that replaced all of the sound effects in the menus with the sound effects from RE2 OG, which was so cool. And then the files. Again, that's probably something that could have been in-game that you just found and unlocked yourself. But yeah, there was a shot down here that I wanted to see. It's a very quick, brief new shot of Zombo footage. Oh, also, the devs did recently confirm the big monster, this one we've been seeing, is not Lisa Trevor. Even though she looks like Lisa Trevor, and she makes the same exact sounds that Lisa Trevor makes, they could just be placeholder for all we know. But they said in an interview, it's not Lisa Trevor. Now that means one or two things. It's not Lisa Trevor, or they're saying it's not Lisa Trevor so they don't spoil anything. But either way, the monster's cool. It's scary. And I don't know if we're gonna actually kill it. Look at him shuffle towards her. Oh, that guy's had a rough day. She's using the hand cannon. That's a freaking Magnum right there. That's Barry's gun. So that's cool. And they did talk a lot too about changing up the behaviors of the enemies for Resident Evil 9, specifically evolving the zombies and how they're gonna work, and to make them move differently, to make them scarier, maybe smarter. They're putting a lot into this game. I think this is going to be like a cool foundation and preview of what Resident Evil is going to become after Requiem, how they're going to evolve the franchise moving forward. I think we're going to see a lot of these, if you want to call them Requiem-isms, work their way into the future of whatever Resident Evil is going to end up being. But like, look at that guy. It's nice to have zombies again. It is. But again, just makes me wonder, will there be other characters? There's been rumors. They're just rumors. But still, if this is going to wrap up 30 years of like Resident Evil lore-ish to a degree, then you'd think somebody would have to come back, especially since you're coming to Raccoon City, man. It's such a pivotal city for Leon and Claire and Jill. You can argue Chris, because that's where it all began. So just can't help but wonder. That gun is massive. Wow. That's cool. Doing a little shuffle. Yeah, I'm excited. I just want to see more. That's the only thing. I'm just waiting for that one trailer that makes me go, oh my God, like this is insane. I can't believe they're doing that. But it's been a slow tease, a slow drip feed of a tease. This guy's gross. That's a good looking character, man. Hang on. Come on, bring it on back. Grace is very pretty. And the hair. They worked very hard on that hair. They created a real wig and lit it with different lighting and maneuvered it differently to try and figure out how to get it to work in game. They even got help from the devs who are working on Pragmata because they have a specific hair system for the little girl. So they asked for help from them on Grace's hair. They're putting a lot of work in this game. So either way, I'm excited. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think so far of this 30-year anniversary video, hyping up Resident Evil, condensing 30 years of history into like a 10-minute video. Not even 10-minute video. It's like 5 minutes, 6 minutes that was devoted to breaking down the like ins and outs of what Resident Evil is. Let me know in the comments down below. I am Curious Corduroy. I will see you guys in the next video. Please remember to always be excellent to one another.